Hi everyone! In today's video, I'll be sharing what to say when someone starts to gaslight you. I'll be sharing 2 strategies, 18 phrases, and why they work. Have you ever calmly tried to express something real only to be told, you're just overreacting, you are too sensitive, you are being dramatic, you're remembering it wrong, you are twisting my words, you are imagining things? That's not just disagreement, that's gaslighting. If you've ever watched Euphoria, you've seen this kind of emotional distortion play out in different ways. For example, there's Rue flipping the conversation with her mom, always redirecting blame, denying everything, turning reality upside down until her mom doesn't even know what's true anymore. That is gaslighting in survival mode. Then there's Nate. He twists Maddie's emotions to control her, projecting, denying, baiting her into questioning herself even when she knows he's lying. That's power manipulation through confusion. And then there's Cassie, gaslighting herself to stay in denial, pretending like something isn't happening, reshaping her own reality just to be accepted. That's what happens when somebody internalizes the dysfunction around. Gaslighting doesn't always look like shouting or name calling. It's often subtle. It's about shifting reality just enough to make you doubt your own reality. I've observed this pattern for years, how people protect the version of the story that benefits them, and I've lived through it myself. When someone close to you tries to reshape your reality, it doesn't just hurt. It destabilizes you. It makes you question your memory, your judgment, and even your emotions. But here's what I've learned. Defending yourself rarely works. And the more you try to explain or prove your experience to someone committed to misunderstanding you, the deeper you fall into that trap. So, what works against gaslighting? I'm going to share 2 strategies that work and 18 things that you can say in the moment, plus why they're effective. As you listen, I want you to write down your favorite phrases. You can write it down on a piece of paper or write it down in the comments below. After you're done, after this video is done, I want you to go back to the beginning of this video and play the intro again. When I start saying those gaslighting phrases, the ones that I said in the beginning, I want you to pause the video after each phrase and actually say the phrases you chose. The reason is you won't get good at saying these phrases unless you practice. But before I get into it, please consider clicking on the subscribe button because I can't reach my goals without you guys. Okay, so let's get into it. Strategy number 1. Stay grounded. This one can also be called gray rocking. I like the idea of staying grounded because staying grounded can really help you throughout your life anyways, and staying grounded is how I want to be in my life. So with the stay grounded strategy, the goal here is not to win the argument. Because let's be real, you're not going to win. It's like this back and forth. It never ends. When you're being gaslit, you're never going to win. When you're being gaslit, it's like going into battle with a crazy person and you're never going to win because you're not crazy. Like, you don't do the same mental gymnastics that they do. I'm very logical. I could never win against a person who gaslights. The goal here isn't to win the argument. The goal, believe it or not, is to stay anchored in your reality. And once you're anchored in your reality, you can then exit the emotional game that they're trying to pull you into. For this strategy, gray rocking, staying grounded, I have 10 responses to help you hold your clarity, reality, without getting pulled into tit for tat. So here's the first one. That's your version of the story. And this one works because it keeps you grounded in your experience without debating theirs. Because also, even if 2 people experience the same event, they may have 2 different takeaways. Number 2, I'm not going to explain myself again. And this one works because I don't know if you've noticed, but when you're being gaslit, there's like a back and forth that happens, and this phrase ends the self-defense loop they want you stuck in. They want you defending yourself. They want you using your energy. They want to be in that toxic dynamic cycle. The third one, you are allowed to believe that. And this one works because, like I said before, two people can experience an event, but two people can have different takeaways, different experiences, and this is a quiet way to disengage from the other person without needing to win. You don't need their validation anyways. Number 4, that's not how I experienced it. And this one works because it is calm and clear. No need to prove anything. It's not up for interpretation. Everyone experiences things differently. Number 5, I don't feel the need to prove anything right now. And this one works because it's literally stopping the cycle right there. Number 6, you could say, interesting, with a silence afterwards. One word, no reaction, no hook, no back and forth, nothing for them to go on. Sometimes I just say, okay, and that ends it, which is really nice. Number 7, what's it to you? This one's like sharp, I guess, but I like this one because it really disarms them. It's non-reactive, but it really sets a clear boundary. Number 8, I see we remember it differently. And this is a way of validating. I validate your experience. That's how you experience it. That's how you see it. And I've seen it a different way. And it is a graceful way to end the loop. Number 9, we don't need to agree. And there's also, we can agree to disagree. I've heard that one too, but I like we don't need to agree. It's very straightforward. It closes the conversation without defensiveness. And the last one, let's not keep spinning this for when they keep circling the same narrative. I find sometimes I'll say one of these other things, like, what's it to you? And then someone will circle back to the same thing they were trying to gaslight me about. And I'll then reply with, let's not keep spinning this, because that is like a really nice way to end it. I know these 10 phrases are short, but because they are short, it is easier for you to remember. They are also very clear and emotionally closed, so it doesn't continue that tit-for-tat dynamic. They don't invite more spinning. They don't feed that drama dynamic. They say, I'm not confused. I'm not defending myself. I'm not continuing this. I'm just done. So that's strategy 1. Let's move on to strategy 2. So strategy 2 is shift the spotlight. I touched on that already with one of the phrases, but I love this one. So shift the spotlight should have its own strategy, because sometimes the most powerful thing you can do in the moment is gently hand the tension back to where it came from. Here's an example. If someone is handing you a bag of dog poop to you, you don't accept it. You shouldn't accept it. If you do accept it, you shouldn't accept it. But you need to give it back to them. And when you shine the spotlight on them, that is what you're doing. You are giving them back their dog poop. So instead of defending yourself, what you do is you ask a question, and you ask something that brings the focus back to them, and that confuses them because they are on attack mode when they're gaslighting you, so they don't think that you're going to put it back on them. They think you're going to defend yourself. So here are 8 things you can say. Number 1, why is it so important to you that I see it your way? This one's great because it puts their need for control under that light. It also subconsciously tells them, I know what you're doing. Number 2, what are you really trying to say right now? I like this one because it interrupts their psychological manipulation with clarity. Number 3, how do you benefit from seeing it that way? I love this question because it quietly challenges the motivation, and whenever you put them in the spotlight, they don't like that. Number 4, that's a very strong reaction. What's that bringing up for you? This is like a psychology type thing. It shifts the emotional weight back to them. It's also very introspective because Yeah, why would something you are doing matter to them? Why is it so important? Number 5, what would it mean if I didn't agree with you? Yeah, I like this. This is great because this one exposes the power dynamic, but in a subtle way. Because remember, gaslighting, sometimes when it happens, it's intuitive and a lot of the times it's not malicious. Number 6, do you know how that sounds when you say it to someone else? I like this one too because it doesn't continue the dynamic, but it does bring awareness without blaming anybody. Number 7, do you need me to see it your way to feel okay? Yeah, that's a little sassy, but it does name the emotional dependency behind all of the gaslighting pressure that's going on. Think about it. Why do they have such a strong feeling behind getting you to feel their way? And the last one, number 8, why is my experience so threatening? Why is my experience so threatening to you? This one goes right to the heart of the resistance. I love these phrases. You're not attacking, you're not escalating, you're just not carrying what was never yours to hold. And I like these questions to use even in an everyday conversation because sometimes people say things to me. They're not gaslighting me, they're just having a conversation. Sometimes people want to be heard, right? So I use these questions so I can hear what they're really trying to say. And I just think it's so funny in gaslighting, you can use that. You can technically use empathy techniques to disarm them. So gaslighting only works when you keep playing the role that they have written for you. The moment you stop explaining, stop defending, stop needing to be believed by the people who don't want to believe you in the first place, and you choose clarity over permission, the game ends. Let them spin and let them spin alone. You don't have to go with them.